The physical layer is the foundation of any network. Its exact function is to transport bits, translating digital information into physical signals that travel across a channel from one machine to another. Every physical medium balances two independent variables: bandwidth, which is the total carrying capacity, and delay, which is the latency between sending and receiving. To move massive amounts of data, physical persistent storage is highly effective. A single industry-standard Ultrium magnetic tape holds 30 terabytes of data. Pack 1,000 of these tapes into a shipping box, yielding a total capacity of 800 terabytes. Ship that box overnight across the country via FedEx. Divide 800 terabytes by the 86,400 seconds in a day, and the effective bandwidth of that truck exceeds 70 gigabits per second. The limitation is the delay, 24 hours of latency before a single bit can be processed. But modern applications, from web browsing to video conferencing, demand strict millisecond responses. To drive delay down, data must be encoded into electromagnetic waves. Maximizing bandwidth while minimizing latency requires forcing highly sensitive waves across physical space. The history of network engineering is the construction of precise geometric structures to protect those waves from degradation. Unshielded twisted pair, or UTP copper wire, is the most common transmission medium in the world. UTP relies on differential signaling. Rather than measuring a single absolute voltage on one wire, the receiver reads the data as the exact difference in voltage between two paired wires. If those two wires run perfectly straight in parallel, they form a highly effective antenna. They radiate their own signals outward and absorb external electromagnetic noise unevenly, destroying the differential gap. The structural solution is to twist the two wires into a continuous helical coil. Because the spatial position of the wires continuously alternates, incoming noise hits both lines equally. The interference shifts the absolute voltage on both wires at the same time, leaving the differential gap perfectly constant. The twists also cause their own outgoing radiation waves to self-cancel. When telephone networks run hundreds of distinct UTP lines packed tightly together inside a single cable sheath for several kilometers, this self-cancellation is what prevents the parallel pairs from completely overwriting each other. Contrast this precise geometry with power line data networks. Household electrical wiring runs at 60 Hz in straight lines, acting as an unshielded antenna. It picks up transient noise every time an appliance switches on, severely impairing high-frequency data signals. In bare copper mediums, the helical twist directly enforces signal integrity. Without it, the waves corrupt almost immediately. While twisted pairs successfully carry hundreds of megabits per second over a few kilometers, driving signals into the gigahertz spectrum requires tighter electromagnetic confinement. Coaxial cable physically surrounds the transmission path. A stiff copper core sits inside a thick insulator, encased entirely by a tightly woven braided outer conductor, all wrapped in a plastic sheath. That braided cylinder provides a perfectly concentric shield. It intercepts incoming electromagnetic interference and channels it away, isolating the inner core from noise. This deep shielding allows modern coaxial cables to scale up to massive 6 GHz bandwidths, carrying thousands of high-speed digital streams down a single line. Enclosing the conductor fully traps the signal. It trades the physical bulk of a thicker cable for massive gains in operating frequency. Copper eventually hits a hard physical limit, where electrical resistance degrades the signal. To scale data rates further, network backbones abandoned moving electrons through metal in favor of moving photons through ultra-thin fused silica. Optical transmission works via refraction. When a light ray strikes the boundary between two materials with different densities, like a glass core and an outer cladding, the ray bends as it exits. The severity of the bend correlates to the angle of approach. As the angle of incidence gets shallower, it approaches a specific mathematical limit known as the critical angle. Once the light hits the boundary at or above that critical angle, it stops refracting outward entirely. It reflects inward. This is total internal reflection. It traps the ray inside the core, allowing it to propagate for kilometers with virtually no loss. In multimode fiber, the glass core is around 50 microns thick. This width allows the light to bounce around in multiple overlapping paths or modes as it travels. By shrinking the core down to 8 to 10 microns, roughly a few wavelengths of the light itself, the fiber becomes a strict waveguide. This single-mode fiber forces the light to propagate in a pure, straight line without bouncing. Total internal reflection yields a physical medium completely impervious to electrical interference, shifting the bottleneck entirely away from the cable itself. But total internal reflection doesn't prevent all signal loss. Glass absorbs power over distance, creating attenuation. This chart tracks the attenuation of near-infrared light through fused silica, plotting power loss in decibels per linear kilometer against the exact wavelength of the light. The glass has strict absorption properties, resulting in specific values of minimal loss. Consequently, optical communication systems are strictly tuned to operate in 3 exact wavelength bands: 0.85, 1.30, and 1.55 microns. The second distinct physical limitation is chromatic dispersion. As tight, compressed pulses of light propagate down the core, they physically stretch out in length. If they travel far enough, these widened pulses overlap with adjacent bits, completely destroying the data stream. Engineers solve chromatic dispersion not by slowing down the data rate, but by changing the mathematical geometry of light. By generating an optical pulse shaped precisely to the reciprocal of a hyperbolic cosine, the dispersion effects cleanly cancel themselves out. These stable shapes, called solitons, maintain their sharp boundaries over thousands of kilometers. Achieving long-haul optical transmission relies on mathematically shaping the light to actively fight the physical resistance of the glass. The result is a highly efficient physical layer. Single-mode optical fiber is significantly lighter than copper and pushes signals up to 50 kilometers before requiring repeater amplification. It also provides staggering capacity. The achievable theoretical bandwidth inside a single fiber exceeds 50,000 gigabits per second, yet commercial long-distance links currently operate closer to 100 gigabits per second. If the glass can mathematically hold 50 terabits, why do networks operate at a fraction of that limit? The wire isn't the bottleneck. The speed limit is enforced entirely by the endpoint hardware, semiconductor lasers transmitting light, and photodiodes receiving it. The translation between electrical bits and optical pulses is throttled by thermal noise constraints and the pure physical response times of those sensors. For the first time in the history of networking, the transmission medium is vastly superior to the computers attached to it. The frontier of physical layer engineering lies in building faster silicon to convert electrical